We're going to get to the Niners because, as I've said this year, like Kyle Shanahan should. I know Steichen's doing a great job. It's not taking anything away from them. They're so entertaining and they maximize everything they do. And he's an offensive coach and they're a juggernaut. But what Kyle Shanahan's done, I think the first thing bringing back Robert Saleh to stabilize a young defense. You talk about the motivator he is, the game planner he is. You're down, you're all pro, all everything linebacker. You're down, you're all pro, all everything defensive end. And you find a way to hold the Falcons offense that has a lot of playmakers on the field to 10 points. Now, they manned up more than we expected, right?
Yep.
They got pressure on Michael Penix, who we'll talk about in a second.
Does Saleh have a cameo? I would love to hear a Saleh get ready for a game speech.
I don't think Saleh has a cameo. I don't know what he's making, but the Jets are still probably paying him, yeah?
I hope so.
Probably. There might be an offset in there.
Well, if the Jets are still paying me like 7 figures, I'm not doing a cameo. But honestly, speaking of cameos, this damn Tatum Bethune guy last night played really well. And then Bryce Huff, who added to the short list of players that the Eagles would probably like to have on their team this year that were on the team last year. I put him on the list with Isaiah Rodgers, who got absolutely – he was burnt toast yesterday, so that probably makes you feel a little bit better. But Bryce Huff was like he's had some really heroic rushes early in this season, and they made Michael Penix look like a rookie, which is kind of what he is. And I don't know, I don't want to say we ever got out over our skis on him, but I'm just not sold on him. Just not sold on him. We talked about this in the car. I feel like a lot of guys body catches footballs. I feel like there's a lot of awkward kind of moments at the catch point, and some of it's on the receivers and some of it's on, I think he's being a lefty. You talk to receivers. It's one of the first things we talk about when we go to camp and ask like the guys, like, what's it like catching the ball from Michael Penix? Well, it's a lefty. It's a little bit different. I also think his ball kind of rises, and we've kind of been on it. There are areas of the field that he avoids.
Mm-hmm.
So just from a play standpoint, to not be able to run the football, not great, all that stuff, not be able to protect Penix. He was terrible under pressure. The delta between him under pressure and with a clean pocket is massive. And I can't help but wonder how much of it is his athleticism. You saw him kind of, hobbled at the end of the game. But the coaching decisions in this game absolutely killed him. The Falcons did not pay attention to the details, and they are facing an outfit who, albeit are down a bunch of guys, are coached by Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh, and they just got out-coached and outplayed. And we talked about it coming in. George Kittle coming back is going to change everything in the run game. It did. There are some stats that I pulled up from Next Gen.
With Kittle on the field for 28 carries, the Niners had 151 yards, 2 touchdowns for 1.4 average. You just keep smoking on that dart while I'm ripping these stats off. With Kittle off the field, 6 carries, only 12 yards, negative 2.1 average yards before contact. So clearly, like the tip of the spear, as you like to say there, Chris, in the run game. And
that's right, Bo.
Really paid off for CMC, who was balling, especially in between the tackles. That's what I was impressed by.
Well,
like, that's typically not.
They use them in different ways. And the Niners can press the edge and one cut run, hit it downhill. You saw Kittle leading into the A gap. They just it gives them so much more flexibility. He can catch a fucking ball, I don't think.
No.
So
and to continue to heap praise on the tight ends, I thought Luke Farrell blocked his ass off too.
Yes.
And obviously Juice kind of factors into that tight end piece, tight end fullback piece, and the offensive line. I mean, Trent as the like the double teams. You talk about like the post guy and the drive guy. Post guy being the first guy to fit in, and then when Trent comes in as the drive guy, just puts his hands on people. It is like immediate displacement. Yeah, it's like jarring almost. And what's awesome about that Niners run game, when they get that rolling, you get to really see the best of Kyle Shanahan with the designs. It's like they hit you wide zone one way, toss the other. They'll come back with a draw play with pullers, a counter.
Yeah, it looked like more gap scheme, Noel.
Yeah, a lot of gap scheme in there too. Yeah, so they did a great job offensively. And just to continue to heap praise on the Niners staff, defensively, the first play of the game, the Niners come out and they're an odd front. I was saying this to you, Chris.
Yeah.
I was like, I forgot what team I was watching.
Yeah.
It's so rare to see the Niners in an odd front look. But the focal point of the plan for them was taking away the outside zone for the Falcons. They did that. Played a lot more man coverage. They were like 16%, I think, on the year coming in, and then 31% yesterday. I think taking away the outside zone, you got the Falcons into probably some more drop back passing than they planned to be in, and then kind of switching the coverage up on them. Typically, when you play the Niners, you're like, all right, I'm going to see cover 3, I'm going to see cover 4. But now Penix is dropping back. He's seeing a lot more man coverage. I think that slowed him down a little bit. He just looked a little off again, kind of similar to Carolina.
I'm just
game.
not sold on him. I'm just not sold on him, and I'm not sold on the Falcons. Last week, I thought, oh, this is, maybe what we saw earlier in the year was an aberration. They're a different team week to week, and to talk about before the half, like before the half to me, and that's Penix.
Do teams not work on situational football a lot?
Part of it is he can't move.
Yeah.
And you talk about like the best quarterbacks in this league being able to break the pocket, even the ones that are, some of the sort of best quarterbacks in the league, like Bo Nix, like big asterisk thing, but like he can move.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these guys, Drake May, he can move. I mean, like the young, exciting rookies, Jaden Daniels who's hurt right now, Caleb Williams, the whole gang, but he really lacks that mobility, and he couldn't get out of that tackle box. That was just a brutal sequence, 10-second runoff, 10 seconds with left on the clock in the first half. And then later in the game, there are just 2 moments that I have a huge fucking pet peeve as somebody who analyzes this game. If you're in 4-down territory and you know it, and it's 3rd and short, fucking Michael Penix is a big guy. Go ahead and sneak it twice, or give the ball to Bijan Robinson up the middle. Don't toss the ball outside.
Or they against the Bills, they did the Felipe Franks sneak thing.
Yes.
He had like the quarterback background.
Do something, but don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And don't do that, and then on 4th and 1, throw an out.
Right.
On a night where your quarterback's not really seeing the field. And so I just, like, to me, that situation, right down to not kicking the ball, because I think that's a 52-yard field goal or what have you. At that point in the game, there's 8 minutes left, and I turned to Nolan and I said, the next time they get the ball back, now they're going to be down 2 scores. If you kick with 8 minutes to go, you're going to get one more possession. Whether you're down 3, whether you're down 7, or whether you get the ball back on a turnover or a punt return, you're going to get the ball. I hate it when teams back themselves into corners and end up with not enough possessions to end the football game. And that to me was like, if you're going to do it better, but don't. Just kick the field goal. It's a low-scoring ball game.
Right.
And then at the end of the game, Ulbrich, 2:46 to go, you haven't really rushed 3 all day. You rush 3, and there's 10 motherfuckers on the field. And that it's just the back-breaking stuff that plagues this team. And I got to say, like, as long as they wear those uniforms, they will not contend for a title. So it's hideous. That's just a gross outfit. You like that? You like that? You like those uniforms? Do you like those uniforms?
I like them too.
God, that's a weird kink.
I like them.
No, it's not. And you know what I just thought for you? I got a new potential job.
Golly, dude, this thing's halfway done.
Like, I got a new potential job. Chris Long, situational specialist.
Dude, I'm telling you, I sit in the, do I not sit up there?
No, I know.
And
I know, bro. That's what I was saying. Like, since the start of this year, situations come up in the half, in the game, or something happens in the game, and you're just always the first one to be like, they're doing this wrong. Like, why are they doing this? Like, why isn't a coach like correcting this?
I don't know everything about football. Okay, there are coverage wrinkles that I don't know. There's there's all types of things, but I know situational fucking football because us as players, we get it hammered into our heads.
Shout out to Al Groh. We did a lot of situational football drills at UVA.
Here it is. GLGM, Green Light Game Management.
Yeah, dude, just call me, dude. I'm sitting in our man cave on Sundays. Call me, dude.
If they could call New York,
you're watching the game.
Kevin O'Connell.
You're watching the game. They can just phone into you. Right? Hey, what should I do here?
Kevin O'Connell in the red zone. It's 7-1. Brother, run the football.
Yeah.
3 incompletions later.
You know what I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet? A super fan hacking into the sideline mics. Like, what if you hacked into the sideline mic and when he's trying to get a call from upstairs, you're just like, no, this is what you're doing. And it's like, hey, who the hell is this?
Dude, I wish I could have hacked in because that was just hideous. But yeah, big win for the Niners, and as we mentioned, like they will get guys back, and it's so hard to write them off. You know, you keep saying, well, can they overcome this? Can they overcome that? Getting Kittle back's huge. They'll get more guys back. They should probably think about being. I mean, they're already thinking about being buyers. Like they were watching that Cincinnati game Thursday intently for half the game, probably thinking maybe we're going to have a shot at Trey Hendrickson, and then as the game went on, it became apparent that Cincinnati thinks they're kind of decent. So, you know, I don't know who you go out and get, but to me, the way this young defense is playing and the floor of the offense,
I was just gonna say,
high.
I was just gonna say, if you put pressure, or kind of good pressure in the sense that if you're a young guy on that defense and you start playing well, like maybe they don't go out and get somebody. Maybe they keep everything in house. It just seems like the way that defense and those guys went out there, Robert Saleh and the coaching staff as a whole, it's evident that they have everyone ready to play. And
I totally get that. And I think last night was more of it. We were riding over here, and Nolan was like, "Hey, you were talking about, you know, Shanahan being coach of the year, and this is a big win for San Francisco." And I was like, it kind of feels to me like, and we know San Francisco is a good football team, but an indictment on Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, just an indictment on Atlanta, the front not protecting him. That's been the strength of your team. That's been the weakness of their team. And last night it totally flipped. And, you know, I think Huff's like a good Robin at his best, right? And right now he's rushing really well. But I think like when the team goes out and drafts 2 defensive tackles, banking on the fact that you have Huff coming in free agency, you have a rookie in Mykel Williams who you want to get more out of in pass rush. He's been more of a run stuffer. You lose Nick Bosa, and now you're kind of like, fuck, if we'd have known this, we'd have gone out and done something. But how could you know?
Can we have a broader discussion about the picture in the NFC West? Because I feel like, you know, on Sunday Night Football, we saw the Niners. They're banged up, but they're playing good and they're winning. They're 5-2, tied with the Rams, who are also banged up. But I think to me, the Rams seem a little more potent. Like they seem a little more polished
than the Niners. I would
agree.
They
have a little bit more. Yeah, and then you know the Seahawks are also up there 4-2. They play tonight on Monday night. Like you still caping for the Hawks to win the NFC West, Chris?
Well, it's not a cape. That's the wrong verb.
You predicting that?
Yeah, I'm still.
Are you
that.
still? You're still feeling that?
Well, what I'm not going to do is just change my preseason pick for the NFC West 6 weeks into the season. And here's the thing: like they win on Monday night. We've got, and this is the best division in football.
Yeah.
The NFC
right.
best.
That's kind of
the NFC best is back to being the NFC best. You got the Niners, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals, led by Jacoby Brissett,
aren't bad,
who make every game interesting now. And I would stick with the hot hand or the lukewarm hand in this case.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a really tough division. Like who wins it? I don't know. It's going to come down to how these teams match up with each other. But yeah, it's a great division this year.